Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 83 of the strapszn podcast. I'm your boy Kam.
I'm your boy Flowz.
And as always, please make sure you check us out on the streaming platforms. If you go to our Instagram and Twitter, Instagram is strapszn podcast, Twitter is strapszn pod. There's a link in the bio on both of those platforms there. That link will take you to all of our links basically in terms of where we're situated at, whether that's YouTube if you want your visuals or if you prefer audio format, we've got Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all that good stuff. So please make sure you like, subscribe, leave us a review. But yeah, man, episode 83, bro. How are you, first of all? Are you good?
Yeah, I'm good, bro.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Another Sunday. Tired, but hey, here we are, man. Like clockwork, we're always here to talk boxing. Always got to. Yeah, man. Always got time. Always got time for boxing, man. Yeah. It's been another decent weeks, fights, action. Had a couple cards over here in the UK. Card on Sky Sports. We had the DAZN card as well. Which one do you fancy starting with? You got a preference?
Let's start at home. We typically start at home. Let's start at home.
They're both. Oh, okay. As in,
of course, both at home. Yeah.
So you do it specifically more London or?
Let's start with London. I guess.
Okay, cool.
Slightly earlier.
Yeah, it was slightly earlier. Cool. The card headlined Richard Riakporhe versus Jumah. Two big cruiserweights, two undefeated cruiserweights. Someone's always got to go. Let's start with the main event. And if we want to touch upon the unders, we could talk about that briefly as well. But this main event, obviously, we broke it down last week. I think it's fair to say, bro, this fight is going exactly as how we said it was going to go last week. Hey, we know our boxing, man. Like we know our stuff. Let's keep it a buck. We said that I was so sure that Jumah was going to 100% outbox Richard Riakporhe. I was so sure about that. But I was also so sure that Richard Riakporhe's power will get him over the line somehow. Yeah. And that is basically what happened. All the build up through this, obviously they want each other's original opponents. And Jumah, I think these two know each other quite well. Obviously, they're both on a domestic cruiserweight scene. There's been talks of sparring and whatnot. And Jumah, to be honest, has been bullish about saying that his style was all wrong for Riakporhe, and that back when they used to spar, he battered him up, basically. He got the better of him in sparring, and he's so confident that he can do the same again. Whilst Riakporhe was more, I guess, reserved, in terms, obviously he was confident, but he wasn't. I feel like Jumah was one that was, bigging up his chest a bit more than Riakporhe, if you ask me. And I think as you watch the fight progress from rounds 1 to whatever, I can see why Jumah was so confident in the way. His style was definitely posing problems for Riakporhe, I feel like. He's obviously Riakporhe's massive, first of all. Jumah a lot smaller, a lot quicker, a lot nippier. So he was able to come in and out, get on Riakporhe's chest, and just make life uncomfortable for him. Get off his own work, and then be out of there quite quickly with his good footwork and his movement. And he was trying to do that, I guess, throughout. And for me, it looked like Riakporhe was kind of, I guess, struggling to not only find his range, but also get his own work off, because he's got a guy who's live in there, who's in and out on your chest and off your chest, will come in inside and try and rough you up on the inside and then get out. Riakporhe doesn't really have an inside game like that. So you can see why, obviously, what Jumah was saying, what he's saying, and you can see that he was posing problems for Richard. But I just saw the inevitable happening. What round was it when that first heavy knockdown came?
Fourth, maybe?
Fourth or fifth?
I think it might be fourth.
Fourth or fifth. I kid you not, it came out of nowhere. It came out of nowhere. Jumah's gone to land his own big shot. I think it was. Did it land or was it partially blocked? I think it might have been partially blocked.
It was straight down the pipe, so it was partially blocked. He had his guard up, but he went through the middle.
Yeah. And then Riakporhe's retaliated, countered with a perfect peach right hand, landed flush. Jumah dropped, heavy knockdown on his back. I was just like, wow, where has that come from? Riakporhe's barely landed anything significant. He hasn't even looked close to landing anything significant, to be honest. And out of nowhere, one shot has dropped Jumah heavily. Yeah, bro, for you, leading up to that moment, leading up to, if you want jumping in, leading up to that, I guess, that fourth round and when that finally happened, what were your thoughts watching it? And did you see that big shot coming?
No, I didn't see it coming. It was a slow burner. The first 3 rounds were very cagey.
Mm-hmm.
Neither guy really committing. They were both trying to find their ways. They were both wary of each other. I guess obviously when you're against a power puncher in Riakporhe, you've got to be wary. So nothing would really happen, I think. And just from, I guess, slightly more activity, I was giving Jumah the rounds early on. And then I think round 3, he started to get a bit more confident. He was landing these jabs. He was going to the body. He was mixing up things up a bit more, getting in and out, like you say. And in that 4th round, I think I even thought Jumah landed a good shot. Like it got through the guard. So I was like, okay, actually, but he's landing a good shot here. And boom, the counter shot, which came through. It ain't because of the angle, you couldn't even see how cleanly it landed, to be honest. Until the replay you saw. But all you see is Jumah fold, boom. And then from then, that's when the fight started to pick up really, because I think, like you say, he was bullish beforehand.
Yeah.
So he was like, nah, I ain't having this. You could see that he knows he's a better boxer.
Yeah.
So yeah, up until that, it went too exciting.
Yeah. But you probably had Jumah, I guess, ahead up until that point of the strength and of the fact that he's more active. That 5th round now as well, you're thinking, how is Jumah what are his legs like? But as you said, Jumah has come, I guess, he's trying to get back in blood in that 5th round. He's recovered and he's then trying to, I guess, be more aggressive. He actually upped the ante in that 5th round to try and, I guess, hurt Riakporhe and make Riakporhe respect his power. And that's I think that's when, like you said, after that first night, and that's when the fight picked up, and that's when it got a bit more interesting because Jumah for F this cagey stuff. I'm a better boxer than this man. He caught me nicely. Let me show you what I can do. And that's when he started to be more active, up the ante and whatnot. And it was kind of more of the same from Riakporhe. He didn't really change too much Riakporhe. Riakporhe wasn't throwing much punches. He was kind of jabbing, but he was kind of pouring at the jab. He wasn't like an authoritative jab. He wasn't really landing cleanly too tough in moments here or there, but overall, he was being outworked, I think, by Jumah. And I guess Jumah was really landing the better shots as well. So to me, he's losing rounds. I can't give these rounds to Riakporhe. I'm seeing Jumah outwork him, outland him. I can only give it to Jumah. But even then, I was still pretty confident that Riakporhe might catch this guy again. And if he does catch this guy again, it could be peak for my man. Because even though Jumah was landing some good, solid shots, they didn't seem to have the same effect at all. I don't even want to say they weren't hurting Riakporhe. They were good shots, but they weren't really denting his confidence. I think there was one time where he looked like he hurt him a little bit. Maybe that was in the 5th, but when towards the end when he backed up against the ropes, I don't know. I think that was the only time he maybe looked a little bit, but for the most part, Riakporhe didn't look too troubled by Jumah's power. So I'm there thinking Jumah's now got to remain almost perfect, but just if he stays like this and doesn't get caught, he can win this. But I feel like Riakporhe can catch him again, especially if Riakporhe just ups the ante a little bit. Because I was saying that this guy, he's not throwing enough punches. If he let his hands go a bit more, just to give Jumah something to think about, he might not land every one of them, but just to at least get Jumah on the back foot a little bit, that will do him a world of good. And I think it's something that, because Riakporhe's trained by this Angel Fernandez guy, who's Anthony Joshua's new head coach apparently. And he said he's pulled him aside in the corner, basically. I think this is in round 7 or so, maybe 6 or maybe the 8th. I think he's basically said along the lines that, you need to start, upping it, basically. I don't think he said he's losing, but he basically just said that you're letting rounds go away from you. You need to up the ante now, basically. And I guess we sort of saw that because I guess a round later, we've seen what happened. Again, kind of come out of nowhere. It wasn't really telegraphed.
Right at the start of the round, bro. It was right at the start of the round. It's again, I didn't see it coming too tough. Riakporhe's caught my man with a peach of a body shot, and he's crumpled straight. I knew this was it. Man's keeled over, like he's on his knees. Straight right hand to the body, you know.
Straight right hand to the body. Straight right hand to the body. My man's keeled over. That's all she wrote, man. Fight done. Again, kind of come out of nowhere, similar to that first knockdown. Once again, highlighting the devastating power this guy has, man. Devastating power. Yeah, man. That was it, really. The power. It saw through for him in the end, and I think he always knew that. He believes in his power. Credit to Jumah. I had him up at the time of the stoppage. I thought he was winning the fight. I had him up in rounds, but yeah, man, there's nothing you can do about that. Really and truly, you can't. There's nothing you can do about that. It's what it is.
Yeah, I think Riakporhe, once he hurt him that first time, he knew, like, yeah, I ain't gonna. If I'm trading with this guy, he's got the hand speed on me. I'm out of the power. Yeah. And I think he was actually playing a patient game. He thinks I can hurt him. And what he was trying to do, he was trying to counterpunch. That's what he was really trying to do, the fight. He was really trying to be a counterpuncher in that fight. He was trying to time him. When you see someone that big and that strong, you kind of want them to be a bit more aggressive and a bit more on the front foot. But he was trying to counterpunch, really and truly. He's trying to land a single shot because he hurt him previously with a counter shot. And that's what he was going for. And I think even... Well, the knockout actually came from him actually pressing the issue. One right hand. Yeah. So he should have done that earlier. But I'm not against him trying to counterpunch because he's hurting. Put him down badly. So I think he's patient, and I think if the fight needed to up the tempo, he could have done it, which I think he kind of did. That power is scary, man. I can only imagine with a body shot like that from Riakporhe, you know. Because
the way he was on the floor, that power is scary, devastating power.
You don't want to feel that. That's even worse than a headshot, you know.
Trust. You saw he took the headshot. You saw he bounced up quite well. His legs came apart. That body shot had him over like that, hunched over, like writhing in pain. Yeah, that looked nasty.
You know what you got to do to make a grown man cool?
Yeah, that body shot looked nasty, man. Bun that.
I'll rather get knocked out still.
Yeah, man. Tough. Wonderful KO. Shout out to Richard Riakporhe, man. Dog. What next? Obviously, they keep saying that Boxer obviously aligned with him and they're trying to push him as their cruiserweight guy. And obviously, throughout the commentating, you heard them saying like, "Oh yeah, Richard Riakporhe's on the cusp of something big, of world title shot, etc., etc., etc." Obviously, they asked Ben Shalom, "What's next for him?" Obviously, we know he's got a British world title. He's got a British world champion rival in Lawrence Okolie. That's there to be made, perhaps, maybe. Ben Shalom did say they're looking to actually push him towards Gumalerion, who is I think he's the WEC or the WA, one of the ones. But that's the French champion. They're trying to push him down that route. You see some people say, call for the Okolie fight now. That fight's going to be a stinker, man. That fight's going to be terrible. Yeah, that's going to be a horrible watch. You know why? You've got Okolie, who obviously has that horrible, that devastating, but villainous, like you said, jab and grab style. And then obviously Riakporhe doesn't really throw many punches per round. So it's not going to be the best watch, I don't think, viewer-wise. But they both carry brutal power. So someone is going to get knocked out 100%. That fight won't go the distance. If you ask me.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Yeah, not with their power they carry. But If it happens now, I start with a Coley still.
Yeah, I
think I've already got him.
I personally think that fight shouldn't happen next. Let Riakporhe grab a belt. If it does, I think push them towards the French guy is the best bet. So then not only can he actually get experience operating at world championship level, Okoli can also do what he's doing. And then down the line, they can then have a big unification because Okoli has said he wants to unify anyways. He wants to get all the cruiserweight belts before he goes up to heavyweight. So I feel like that's probably the best path for him, if you ask me. Yeah. Don't take the Cody fight next. It won't be a good watch at the moment anyway, so how you both fight currently. They're both still raw. They're both still learning. So, yeah, let him grab a belt first and then boom. Then we can see down the line.
Yeah. I do think Riakporhe needs more world-level fights at this stage anyway. I'm not too clued up on Marion, to be honest. I think I've seen maybe one fight, maybe one highlight fight.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of names still in that cruiserweight division, so he can step up and fight people in the top 10 and try and push for that WBA title. And these guys, him and Lakota, are both big. They could have a few fights. They could clash at cruiserweight. They can go up to heavyweight, run it back.
Yeah, 100%.
It could be the makers of a good rivalry. You know, they're both big, both powerful. You know how British dust-ups are. Everyone loves them. So
yeah,
I'm for both of them. If they can, I want to see them fight at their best, kind of thing, though. Like you're saying, so don't rush it. Let it be like a unification fight for cruiserweight.
Yeah,
maybe for undisputed, maybe, and then run it back at heavyweight because they both have to move up. They're too big.
They're both massive, man. It's funny because they're both, I think, literally the same dimensions, which is same height, same obviously. I think Okoli's got longer reach though. I think he's more lengthy, but yeah, apart from that, literally they're both the same set. Big boys, man. Big boys.
Riakporhe looks more filled out though at cruiserweight. He does look filled out. He looks
like, he's more chiseled.
Looks like he can fill out a bit more.
Yeah.
He looks like he could fill out a bit more. We're both chiseled though, both muscular.
Yeah. And they both hit bloody hard. We could see that. But yeah, shout out to Riakporhe. He's taken a couple British scalps now. He's gone through quite a lot of them. He took out William Smith, Jumah, one or two others now. So yeah, man, he's been through quite a few of the British levels. So
yeah,
he is on the cusp for real. I guess I just feel like maybe target one of the other champions first, and then we can think about Nicole unification. That would be the best path, personally. Shout out to him though, and Dion Jumah, good effort. I can sort of see why you claim that you're avoiding and whatnot. Hopefully you come again, but we just nothing you can do about the power, man. Sometimes it's just I feel for boxers that they would outbox their guy and whatnot, but they might not have the same power, and if they get caught, it's over for them. The game's kind of rigged. The game's kind of rigged. I can't lie, man. Cool. Let's quickly touch upon the undercard as well, because there were some good fights, some fighters that we like on the undercard. Chief support was Dan Azeez against a late opponent, a late replacement in is it Jay? Is it you with this nickname, man? Was it Jay Cartwright? Something Cartwright.
Lil Reese.
Oh yeah, Reese. That's a Jay Cartwright. Reese, that's in between us, I swear. Reese Cartwright. Yeah. So Dan, obviously it wasn't the fight that I guess because that Tinker fight was the guy who was meant to fight, was kind of like a grudge match between the two, because I believe Tinker beat him in the amateurs, isn't it? And Dan obviously wanted that revenge. But this was still a good fight because Cartwright, who said beforehand that he wasn't coming to just be a late replacement and be a lie down, he was looking to actually make a statement out there. And he did that. He was game. In fact, there were times where I thought he was outboxing Dan Azeez. I was rating my man. Like, I thought, wow, this guy's good. Like he's jabbing, he's got really good movement, good footwork. He's actually touching Azeez. But again, the issue was power. Power. Because when Azeez was touching my man, you could see that. You saw his face. Bloodied, bashed up. He was catching Azeez with brilliant combos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 combo. And Azeez was able to just walk forward, walk through it. Just walk forward. So yeah, another example of how rigged the game is, because he boxed well, in my opinion. I thought he did really well. What were your thoughts on that fight and Cartwright's performance? Because I know you was loving this work.
Bro, I started giving him nicknames: Carti B, Playboy Carti. Oh man, he impressed me because obviously late replacement. You're thinking, this can be a slumpage. This can be an early stoppage. And I've been critical of Sky's recent undercards lately. And we're quite familiar with Dan Azeez. When he gets in there, he means business. They call him a throwback fighter. He gets in there and wants to get the opponent out of there, maws them. So I thought, man, this guy's in for a rough night. But Playboy Carti came to box. He was balling out in there. I can't lie.
Yeah.
He was working off the jab. He was jabbing and moving, getting in out of range. He had the reach. He had the height advantage. He looked a bit awkward in terms of his footwork, but in terms of what his footwork was actually doing, it was good in terms of getting in and out, moving around the ring.
Really good, yeah.
It looked awkward the way he was doing it, but he was doing what he needed to do.
Shall I tell you what? I'll tell you why it probably looked awkward. Because I'll tell you what made it look even more awkward. It's probably because we didn't expect it. So because it was so deceptively good and we didn't think he was capable of that because we thought it would be a walkover, that's what you're thinking. It's kind of awkward, but what it was doing was perfect.
Yeah, what it was doing, it was doing the job it needed to do.
Yeah,
it looks like his foot positioning was like off to me, but it was what he was doing was working. It was like what he needed to do. Boxing in and out, getting in and out of range. Combination, the shot selection he was picking as well.
So good.
Go to the body, throwing the uppercut in between the Dan Azeez's guard.
Yeah.
He was picking beautiful shots, but they had zero bang behind them.
No pop.
And it was almost like Dan Azeez was like, if this is what you're landing, then I don't really need to defend too tough. I'm just going to walk through this.
Literally, and that's literally what happened. Because it wasn't a Dan Azeez performance that we've seen him in terms of, dictating behind the jab and, being, a better boxer. He almost just, early on from that fight when it was going, it's quite clear he decided, okay, this guy can't hurt me. He might be able to touch me, but he can't hurt me. I'm just going to sort of, forget the, educated jab and head movement and whatnot. I'm just going to walk forward and try and bang and hit you hard and get you out of there. And that's basically what happened, to be honest, in the end. So I guess some people are criticizing Azeez's performance, but I want to put it down to the fact that he just didn't respect the opponent's power. So he wanted to just get this guy out there. That's basically it. Yeah.
And it's a late replacement once again. It's hard to adjust later on. He's been planning for a tinker, holding up for that, and then comes in. It was within the last 48 hours. This guy went at the press conference.
He wasn't. Turned
up for the weigh-in and turned up a fight day. And he put in a good showing. He's someone who's clearly been in. I think he was meant to have a fight coming up anyways, but so he's been in the gym. And I liked what I saw. I can't lie. It was a very respectful performance, made for a great entertainer fight. He definitely won some rounds, but you could just see Dan Azeez was going to get to him with
and
eye-catching shots, and it was like,
and the barrages that Azeez was hitting him with. I mean, you're seeing a man. When you're seeing a man's head pop back all the time, as opposed to when Azeez is just taking the flush on and just head's not even moved. Like you sort of knew it was coming, and I didn't expect it to go the full. I think it was a 10-rounder. I didn't expect it to go a full 10 rounds, to be honest. And I think he's got to him in the 8th. I think it was the 8th where he's got to him. There was a bit of controversy because they were saying that the referee should have stopped it sooner because he was taking a lot of punishment. At this point, it was competitive all throughout. But I think that the last 2 rounds, maybe the 7th and the 8th round, that's when Azeez started to steamroll my man. And he was hitting my man with big combinations, big shots, kind of unanswered. And the referee probably could have jumped, especially in the 8th round, when Azeez had that first sort of barrage. Azeez could have jumped. I mean, I think the referee could have jumped in and stopped it there. But he let Cartwright continue. I think I do agree that the comment saying that he probably could have been stopped early, but I think the referee got there in the end anyways. The referee saw it in the end, and I think he was all right because I actually wanted to see Cartwright see out the fight, because of his performance. And obviously he planned to. He wasn't going to quit. But he was taking a lot of punishment at the time. This corner threw him the towel, which the referee didn't see. But thankfully, the referee jumped in the end. So, hopefully he's okay, because he did take a lot of punishment towards the last 2 rounds for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Cartwright was too brave for his own good.
Yeah.
Even when he was getting hurt, and he was still moving his feet. He was still trying to adjust. He weren't throwing back too much in terms of resistance, but he was still trying to dodge his shots. He was still trying to move, even though you're getting banged up. You're taking shots that clean. Most people would just fall down, take a knee, cower, maybe run away, or turn their back or something. But he was still trying to look. He was taking shots clean, like head bouncing, but he was still trying to move around the ring, work his way. There was even one portion, it may be like the 6th round where...
6th, I know you're talking about. Corner.
Yeah, where Azeez threw an onslaught at him in the corner, and my man was only the 40 shots back.
That was sick.
Boxed his way out of it, and I was like, oh my God, this guy's a corner. I was like, swear, he's doing slick stuff in there. Like, on the inside, he's picking shots. I think he landed a body shot, uppercut, a few straights, and then backed his, like, pivoting out of the corner. I was like, yo, this guy's cold. I think me and you were both gassed by that.
Yeah.
So I think even when he was getting hurt, he was still trying to be switched on there. He wasn't going to fold. He was way too brave for his own good. And I think I think maybe they were a bit too slow. I'm more leaning towards his corner. His corner should have chucked in the towel a lot sooner, because he was bloodied up. His face was mashed.
Yeah.
He's their responsibility, if that makes sense. I think the towel should have come in maybe slightly sooner. I think the ref was having a good look himself, because he's seen him still move his feet, and there was a bit of resistance now and then from him. But I think in the end, it was just a lot of clean shots being landed, and these shots aren't just... sometimes the ref will stop it where you're just throwing punches and not all of them are landed, and the ref will jump in and stop it. Yeah. These shots were landed. Boom,
and he literally wasn't throwing back. He was literally... He couldn't even get his hands up at that. At this point, he couldn't get his hands up. Yeah. These
shots were landing, and he bounced his head. So
yeah,
I would have liked to see the stoppage a bit sooner. But I ain't too outraged by it. A lot of people were outraged.
I wasn't as outraged as them, but I do agree. It could have been a bit sooner, to be honest. But is what it is. Hats off to him. I wouldn't mind seeing him on the card again. He's a good boxer, man. Just unfortunate that he was against a guy that just, when it comes to the power stakes, obliterated him. Let's be real. And Azeez, obviously, we know we want him to be in the mix with these other guys. I actually still want to see the Tinker fight, that one kind of intrigued me. I'd still like to see that at some point. But we know we're sort of where we want Azeez to be. We want him in the conversations with the Buatsis and the Yards, etc. So, this was obviously, he just signed a boxer, so like 2 weeks prior. So, obviously, the Sky Sports platform is good exposure for him. Hopefully we can see him against his other man. He said he was happy to take the winner or loser of the Buatsi Richard school. We'll discuss that. But so he's down for whatever, basically. He said, I'm with whatever. Get me lit.
Well, that's what we like to see. A fighter who says, look, I'm with whatever. Like, I want to back fighter. No politics, no he's over that side of the street. He's over that side of the street. He
said he was happy to go to BT and fight. Like, he doesn't, like, if for Yard, he will go BT. He doesn't care. Like, he's on that. So shout out to him, man.
Saying names. He's saying names. He's not saying, I'll go home to the family. I'll sit down. He's saying, I want it all.
Shout out to him, man. To round up, I guess, that card, just quickly touch upon. There was a lot of explosive knockouts on that card. But I quickly want to touch upon one of them. This Adam Azeez guy. Man, the people are talking about him. Obviously, 19, a corner man, a wonder kid. Who's his trainer again that said he's the most talented guy he's had? Is this trainer? No, is it? Yeah, it's McGuigan.
Yeah, it's the McGuigans. Yeah.
Yeah. Shane apparently has come on and said he's the most talented boy that he's ever seen. Or something. Some crazy lofty gas there. But I think this is his first fight or whatever, and it was meant to be a big step up fight, and he's knocked this guy out in 12 seconds. Man, he's looking like one to watch. But I think you touched upon it. You said that he does look good, but you want to see his chin get tested now because he's barely been hitting it. Him and his brother as well. Yeah, But that 12-second KO was devastating. I can't lie. That was, bro. I looked at my phone and I heard Adam Smith shouting that first knockdown. I swear to, like, I missed that first knockdown. I looked down on my phone, was checking the message or whatever, and I hear someone, and I hear Adam Smith going crazy. He's on the floor, blah, blah. I said, excuse me? Quickly set up. I was like, yo.
I didn't know he was on the floor. I was like, he's been stopped. I was like, and then, can't be Azeez.
Yeah.
If it's you. Oh, man, yeah. Great stoppage. And yeah, him and his brother. I think his brother got a first round KO as well, didn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, they both look good.
Yeah.
People to keep an eye out for. And obviously, Caroline Dubois was on the card.
Yeah. She got a devastating knockout as well, didn't she? Yeah. And there was one more. There was another mad knockout as well. British guy. He's got a funny name.
You see, now I've gone blank as well.
It's a unique surname. I can't remember. But you know what I'm on about, right? He got my guy good as well. I can't remember his name, but yeah, I think he might be Shane. Huh?
Pickford.
Pickford, whatever. Yeah, Pickford. Yeah.
I was trying to think of what's his name, the goalkeeper. That's what
Pickford. He got a nice knockout as well. So yeah, it was obviously with a lot of talk over the boxer undercards not being great and whatnot. I think you probably say this is a bit of an improvement a little bit. I saw Adam Smith's interview about how, you know, they listen to the fans and they have acknowledged the fact that the undercards weren't great before, so they're looking to rectify that, which is good. That's what we want to see. You know, we want to see it's meant to be a good night's worth of entertainment, not just a bunch of crap fights and then the big main event. So yeah, it's good to see that they're looking to work on that and do better there. And I think definitely this was probably more of a better step in the right direction. Yeah, obviously, unfortunate that certain fights, even obviously, Jumah was meant to fight Lawal, and obviously Azeez was meant to fight Tinker and stuff like that. But despite that, it still made for good viewing. So yeah,
like for a while, I said this is the card I've been looking out for. Like this is the guy I'm impressed with, and even though they lost the Lawal and Turchi fight in terms of
and then obviously Tinker and
but then they signed Dan Azeez, added another great fight in there. So yeah, it was a much better card than previously. Hopefully we see more of that.
Cool. Let's that's that one wrapped up. So the only other card that was going down on these shores yesterday was up in Leeds. Josh Warrington, Kiko Martinez 2. Yeah, man, let's dive straight into it, man. And again, another prediction correct from us, to be honest. Josh Warrington's back. Leeds Warrior is back, baby. Yeah, man, that's bro, that fight went exactly how I thought it would go, to be honest. Josh Warrington came out on him like a rash, backed by, well, I don't know how many people in the arena, but bare Leeds people. And when I say that Josh Warrington the old is back, it looked like the Josh Warrington of old. You know, the Josh Warrington that steps you instantly, runs to you basically, is trying to get you out of there from the first round. Constant pressure, heavy haymakers on you like a rash. And yeah, from obviously we saw in that round one, super exciting stuff because obviously the atmosphere was super charged up. And watching Josh Warrington when he's in this mood can be fun, I can't lie, because he's on you. And he's dropped Martinez in that first, Martinez, I know in that first round, he probably thought he'd been mugged because the way Josh was on him, he's dropped him in that first round. And credit to Martinez, tough guy, because he stuck it out there, despite the fact that Josh was on him and hitting him at will with big haymakers, he stayed strong. And he saw out the rest of that first round despite being dropped. And I think the second round again, he got mauled again in that second round. But I think towards the end of the round, he then had enough. He thought, nah. Man said, nah, I can't go out like a punk. My man then started throwing his own shots back and catching Josh with some big shots too. So it was a little bit back and forth, even though it was another Warrington round. But yeah, those first two rounds were electric for sure. Definitely memorable, definitely enjoyable. And you're kind of thinking, that, okay, Josh is almost from the kitchen sink here and Kiko's still here. So would that play in your mind that if the fact that Kiko's managed to stay strong and land some good shots of his own, what if he then comes into it as well? How will Josh react? But credit to Josh Warrington, man. There were some rounds where he didn't rush in all the time. I think the third, fourth, or whatever, he then took a step back, kind of, was more on boxing, not trying to maul my man after those first 2 rounds. Be on boxing, set traps, try and counter, jab, etc., and let Kiko come to him. So I actually rated that, because we're so used to seeing Josh just be at full tilt from round 1 to round 12. I like that he recognized, okay, he's done that for 2 rounds. Kiko Martinez is still here. Let him now take a step back a little bit. Let him recover some energy if he has to, and show that he can also outbox this guy, which he basically did, to be honest. Kiko had portions of success, but for the most part, they were just running rounds for me, to be honest, bro. Kiko had 2 bad cuts over both eyes. So his corner was dealing with that, and the doctor kept checking to see if the eyes were okay. But yeah, I don't know if those cuts were caused by punches or clashes of heads. I'm not too sure. I think they were punches. I don't know though.
Oh man, Josh Warrington was hitting with everything. Headbutts, shoulders.
I said headbutts, shoulders.
Whoa, he was hitting with everything.
Yeah.
That's Josh Warrington. Yeah, you're gonna be in for a fight.
I
wouldn't even call it dirty fighting. He's just active. He's just on.
Active. It's just that's it.
It's like similar to Sean Porter. You're gonna take a beating. And it's not deliberate dirty. It's just there super. He's just onto you. That's the old Josh Warrington. He's just on top of you. He's so
charged up, man. Always like on, man.
He's showing me boom, boom, boom. He's not like in deliberate headbutts, but his head's in there, his shoulders in there. Man, it's a rough fighter to deal with. When he, but Kiko was, like you said, Kiko was having success in there. Like those portions where we've seen him slump Galahad, like put him to sleep, and he was landing shots and he was hurting Warrington.
He hurt him a few times. Yeah,
like even just before the stoppage.
Yeah,
I thought like, he's caught him here. Boom, man. He looked. I think maybe it was the round before, towards the end of the round, or maybe just before. He's caught him with a shot. But then Warrington's been like, nah.
Yeah.
Hold. And I think you see afterwards that Warrington's jaw was broken from that fight. So yeah, tough guy, Kiko Martinez.
Tough. Credit to him. Tough guy. He defended with honor, basically, with pride. But nothing was going to stop. No, I promise, nothing was going to stop him from beating Josh Warrington that day. No, nothing. Honestly, Leeds crowd backing you, charged up. Josh is just a better guy than him. Obviously, he beat him easily before. And even though I can't say this was super comfortable, I had no doubt really that Josh Warrington was going to get this guy out of there. I think it ended in the 6th round. It finally ended. The referee jumped in. I think it was the referee jumped in, didn't he? He was taking heavy punishment. Again, it was on the case. It was similar to the first rounds where Josh Warrington was just a big shot, sort of hurt Kiko, and Josh just went crazy. Just went absolutely psycho. Referee jumped in. I don't think I saw many protests from Kiko's team. I think they knew it was the right time. And it is what it is. Josh Warrington is a 2-time world champion now. Shout out to him. He finessed it like we said he would. Credit to him. He's got his belt back as expected. I'm interested. Yeah, go on.
Given that was a voluntary defense and Kiko Martinez is a match fighter, funny there's no rematch clause,
Come on, bro. It's the biggest finesse I've seen in a while, man. And I'm interested now in what I'll go on next. Because these are what brought in Lee Wood into the ring. I don't know what he's doing there. I don't know what he's doing there. They better go run that. Huh? What? He's what?
That's what they're trying to slag him as.
I said champion, ain't he? That's the regular belt. That's the regular title. Regular title. He's no champ.
Well, they was talking like, is it time to unify? Unify what?
And that's what Flowz. That's what got me mad. When I said, wait. Am I hearing this correctly? They're trying to force this unification angle with Lee Wood, who 1 isn't even the real champion, and 2, Josh Warrington has Lara demons to deal with. thing is, I know it's not going to happen. I feel like it's not going to happen as well. I feel like they're going to avoid Lara. Maurizio Lara deserves a title shot. And it should be against Josh Warrington. And really and truly, surely Josh Warrington should want to exercise those demons that he's got with Maurizio Lara. After he admitted it, he said, Lara knocked the 7 bells out of me. He beat me from pillar to post. But I watched that fight. I know this. So, really and truly, I want to see Josh Warrington face Maurizio Lara. I think it's nice for Lara to get the title shot. Deserves a shot, really. Obviously, the second fight ended with a no contest. But it's 1-0 Lara anyways. And Lara is looking for a title shot. So it should be against Josh Warrington. But I have a feeling it's going to happen. I have a feeling they're going to swerve my man, push him to the back burners, and try and force this Lee Wood thing. If not Lara, Kay Galahad's local. You vacated because you don't want to fight him. So
I fully agree, bro. It's got to be Lara, then Galahad.
Yep. And then you could talk about whoever. But really and truly, for me, it should be what's fair, Lara then Galahad. That's what I'm saying. And I know it's not going to happen that way. So, yeah, good finesse. Like I said, good finesse, Josh. Great finesse.
But you can't even blame, Warrington. Kiko done a voluntary defense and he wanted to payday.
Yeah.
The league crowd turn up. It's going to be a sold out stadium. It's going to be and to be fair, probably Kiko wanted to run it back. Fair play to him. He's not ducking. He was like, I want that get back.
Yeah.
You can't even say that, my man sold his belt or whatever. He probably backed himself. He said, I want to run it back. To fight. Maybe when he probably saw what Lara done to him, before I could do that too.
Yeah.
But yeah, before Josh Warrington goes and sees any other champions and whatever, I know we talk about unifications and this and that. Lee Wood's not that. Lee Wood needs to go to Santa Cruz and get the real belt.
Yeah, exactly. And to be honest, Josh Warrington's history and track record of unifications is crap anyways. Because he was champion for a while back when he had it for the first time. And they kept talking unification, but it never materialized. Never materialized.
Right, that division was funny anyway. We had Gary Russell
holding his belt hostage. Santa Cruz was doing, I don't know what he was doing.
Moving up and down.
Yeah, it wasn't the best division, to be honest. But I don't care about Josh Warrington, Lee Wood. I'm so real. I don't care about that fight. That fight does not intrigue me. Doesn't get the juices flowing. It'll be a good fight, bro. It'll be a good fight. Yeah, it'll be a good fight. 2 passion merchants. Yeah, it'll be a good fight. 2 workhorses, but
Nottingham v Leeds.
Yeah,
it'll be a very good event.
It'll be a big event. I know it will do well, but I'm saying from a boxing standpoint, it doesn't really excite me. I feel like the Lara fight is more exciting because obviously the needle. Well, not to say needle, but obviously the history and the fact that Lara's a powerhouse who's going to step to Josh Warrington. You know, Josh is so used to being the one that's stepping to you. But you saw that's Lara. So I feel like that intrigues me a bit more, I guess. But yeah, I don't blame him going the Lee Wood route, but don't try and slang it to us as it's unification. It's not.
I like the Lee Wood fight. I think it's a good fight. I think I'll enjoy it a lot. But in terms of being fair, and in terms of what's right, in terms of I'll see the Lee Wood fight. I'll see it and I'll tune in, and I expect it to be a barnstormer, a great fight, because Lee Wood's last 2 fights have been brilliant. Josh Warrington, you know what you're going to get. It's going to be a good fight. But from the way Josh Warrington has moved, you need to see Lara and you need to see Galahad again. You have to. And then then I'll see Lee Woods. Those are 3 great fights lined up for you. 3 great fights. Like, I'd rather see that than him v. Leo Santa Cruz or him versus Max Saigo, or whatever his name is, that smoked Gary.
Max Saigo, yeah. Okay, yeah.
I'd rather see them 3 fights. And yeah, like I say, don't try to slang it like a unification, because we don't count the regular belt. I know the regular belt is counted as an actual title.
We don't count it. It's not a real title.
On this podcast, we don't count it. And
facts.
Yeah. What we say goes.
Facts. Well ended. Well said. Cool. Yeah, that's that. But that was that was about it really for all the fights that sort of went down.
was
Good card.
In the US, the Nakatani versus Bechelt fight.
Against who?
Bechelt versus Nakatani.
Oh, okay. Who? Nakatani, Bechelt. I'm guessing Bechelt took that.
Nope, well, stops badly.
Nakatani won. Fair. Bechelt's good as well.
Yeah. Obviously, Shakur Stevenson was criticized for remember his performance against him, and people were saying, "Oh, yeah, it was a poor performance." That, but yeah, Bechelt was stopped in the 6th, I believe.
Fair. Good win for Nakatani then. Yeah, fair. Cool.
Yeah, just something that caught my eye. I was like, yo, swear down.
Fair. He didn't follow the script on that one. I thought Bechelt would have been favorite there.
He must have been, but yeah, Nakatani, he put up a good performance against Shakur Stevenson.
Yeah,
and made Stevenson look a bit. And obviously, he said he was ill, but now we're saying, yo, he might be the real deal. And people are saying Bechelt's past it. Oscar Valdez took something out of him. Nah, I don't think so. I think
you basically think that Nakatani is actually he's good.
Yeah, he must be good because he gave Shakur Stevenson a tough fight. He's now beaten the brakes off Bechelt, stopped him, dropped him a few times.
Yeah,
I need to watch it back fully.
Yeah, okay, I'll check that out as well. Fair.
Now people say, obviously, who knows? Maybe Bechelt is finished, but after one fight, you can't give credit where credit's due. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I hear you.
First of all, give credit where credit's due, because before this, you weren't saying Bechelt's finished. You expected him to.
Yeah, and that's an upset though. That's definitely an upset. Yeah, fair play. But in terms, that's it. Wrapping up the fight reviews. Next week, we've already previewed it early, but next week obviously we've got Savannah Marshall versus Femke Hermans. As we said, we're expecting another routine KO from Savannah Marshall probably. My eyes will be, like I said, glued to Clarissa Shields' Twitter feed to see what she's saying during that fight and after that fight. Obviously, we're expecting that fight at some point this year. Hopefully, fingers crossed. So hopefully Savannah takes care of business, and we get to see that, because that's what we really want to see in it. So yeah, man. But apart from that, a couple of announcements have been made off the back of last week's episodes being dropped. Some great news, obviously. We've heard Joshua Buatsi, Craig Richards, done deal. That's going down in, is it April or is it May?
May.
Let me actually get the official. This is great because obviously, remember, we've said it so many times on this pod, that we want to see Joshua Buatsi mix it in domestically. He's barely fought any domestic opponents really, and obviously we know that this current crop of light heavies that we have is sick. 21st of May it is. 21st of May. So yeah, man, happy with this one. Super happy with this match. It's even they're both Croydon boys, isn't it? So it's even like a little. Yeah, I think they're both Croydon. So yeah, it's even like a little, South London sort of thing. Nice little derby. Yeah, man, super happy, like I said, because we've been itching for Buatsi to mix it in domestically with these man. And here we go. Craig Richards, another guy that we also rate and we've mentioned many times. Yeah, man, what was your reaction to seeing that one made?
I think it makes sense. It's what we've been asking for. We want to see guys mixing together. Yeah, I think it's good. And obviously there's the prospect of the winner fighting Canelo potentially.
Or Bivol.
So, yeah. Or Bivol, yeah.
He could lose.
In fact, we'll get to that. We'll break that one down when we get to it. Yeah, so it's a good fight. It's what we want to see. We want to see clean rice at the top. Is what we've been demanding. So I'm glad JB is getting in the mix because Craig's been doing it. Craig's been mixing up with these guys.
Facts.
Stepping up and not even stepping up, but putting his name in the hat kind of thing. His name went in the hat originally. He's kind of forced it into the hat because he's been taking these fights. So and here he is doing it again. So Craig Richards has always been about that, and nice to see JB actually entering the group chat kind of thing. He's been out with injuries, unfortunately, and layoffs. Obviously, had the eye injury with Khalid, which set him back. Then the hand injury and operation. So tough fight to step back into, but great fight.
Honestly, this is a brilliant fight, and I hope they flood their undercard as well. This could be a special one for sure. Apparently they sent an offer to Yard first, and obviously BT apparently aired it. So
rightfully so. I'm not even rightfully so. They had to air it. Like, Yard's been lined up for a title shot.
Yeah,
with Joe Smith Jr.
and
that's Beterbiev. Yeah. So why would they respond to fighting?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But happy with this. Like I said, whoever it was, Azeez, Arthur, whatever, as long as Buatsi faced one of these men, they want some sort of, obviously, like we said, we've seen Arthur and Yard get it on twice now. Now to see some others. So I'm really happy about this one. Really looking forward to that one. Obviously, when it's time, we'll preview it. We'll make our predictions. But for now, I'm happy with that announcement for sure. Another announcement that seems to have just come in, hot off the press. Apparently, Kambosos Jr. and Devin Haney have reportedly obviously done the deal for the undisputed lightweight world title to go down on the 5th of June. Apparently, Haney signed a multi-fight co-promotional deal with Bob Arum and obviously Lou DiBella as well for like a co-promotional thingy. I think you told me it might be a free fight sort of deal that he signed with them. Basically, So if this is true, apparently it's done. We need the official announcement, but this is great. Again, this is undisputed fight. This is the undisputed fight in that division. So, man, it's exciting. It's exciting times, man. Exciting times.
You know what? Fair play to Devin Haney, because you see, this fight would have never been made if Lomachenko were. Lomachenko, Kambosos wanted to fight Lomachenko, and obviously Lomachenko can't fight in a minute. So, I think they were not avoiding Haney, but look at the deal they've set up. I don't think they wanted Haney to take this deal as such. They've made it a funny deal, like the zone aren't involved, and he's obviously signed to the zone. But it seems like he's taking it. And it's a good thing he has, because he was very bullish and saying, he'll do whatever. He'll go to Australia, fight, he'll sign whatever, send me the same contract you sent Lomachenko, I'll sign it. And he's been true to his words. He's, Bill Haney's always like, we're going to do it on the zone.
When I read this out, what I could think of was Bill Haney and, you going to do the zone?
But look, the free fight deal I've heard from sources as such have said it's going to be the first fight with Kambosos Jr. The rematch provided Haney wins. Okay. And Lomachenko after if he wins the rematch. So that's the fight deal. Okay. Kambosos fights and then Lomachenko. Right. That sounds good, because
I'm happy with that.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, great. Defend it. Yeah. And then
Loma.
The fight I wanted to see from time ago for the belt.
That's obviously if Haney wins. Obviously, Kambosos could upset again. He's capable. So, but this is a great look for Devin Haney. Don't forget, this is someone that has been ducked repeatedly, and they've struggled to get the right fights for him. So, this is good for him. And it finally ends all this nonsense, obviously in this division over who's the undisputed, email champion, etc., etc., etc. We finally get that. And as you said, light at the end of the tunnel, and the fact that that Loma fight, which has been clamored for such a long time, can also finally be made. So, man, this is great. I'm happy for Devin. This is a great look for him. Now people can take him seriously as well, because Haney's got a lot of haters. He's got a lot of detractors in that division. A lot of detractors who think he's overhyped, all that kind of stuff. Now it's time to come and play, bro. The lights are on you. This is your chance to be the man. Yeah. But at the same time, obviously, because
trying to set him up, though.
I'm not trying to set him up. I'm not trying to set him up.
I'm saying.
Oh yeah. But this is good as well, because I really like George Kambosos, and obviously became a proper fan. See the way he conducts himself during the whole Teofimo situation, and how he handled himself in the fight and outside the ring as well, post-fight. it's hard not to root for George as well. You know, he seems like a great guy. He proper loves the sport. He's, you know, he keeps it real, etc. And he's dedicated. So I would love for George to also do well, but obviously someone's got to lose. Someone's always got to go here. So we'll see.
He'll make a lot of money from all this. He'll make a lot of money.
Facts.
He can hold his head. The fact got a rematch clause in there. His promoters obviously done him good, nice thing. Obviously got nice for the tier female win. With that, we had the purse bids, whatnot. So yeah, and he'll come to fight. I hope so. I hope so. I hope we don't do it.
George.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely more confident about him being dedicated and stuff compared to Ruiz. I can't lie. Oh yeah, he better, because he's talked a lot. Because remember,
if he's rocking the buster,
allow it. Because don't forget, he lambasted Teofimo over how, you know, you're a superstar now. Look at you on all these events and whatnot. It'll be a damn shame if you are doing the same. Hypocrite.
I won't go on his Instagram right now.
I better see just videos of him trading. I better see that.
That's what we're seeing. That's what we're seeing. No bust style change. Just him in the gym. You see, this one we're gonna see. Calm. I
just see a trading stuff. Like, what a G. Yeah. Man said zoned in. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, see. There's one of him in the tux, and that's it.
Yeah, good. That's what I want to see.
Andy Ruiz, we were seeing him hopping out the Rolls Royce.
Brother, man bought the new crib. Big bust down chain, bust down watches. That chain never, brother. That Cuban never left his neck. I promise you. He was sleeping in it. He was bathing in it. Never left his neck. I saw him making TV appearances. I said, yeah, this guy's life has changed. Okay. Yeah, man. But that's a great look for the division. These two are putting themselves out there, and these other men, Loma, obviously, Garcia, maybe sometimes Tank. Them man got to wait their turn now, because these two are on that path to seeing who the man is for good. So yeah, shout to these lot, man. Big fan of this fight. But yeah, man, I think we can leave it there. another great episode. I enjoyed that. Yeah, unless you got anything else to add, bro.
Actually, yeah, there's one thing I just remembered. Obviously, last week we said no, we prospects will bang, and it was a prospect you were hyping to me for time. Unfortunately, he's your goat's brother, Marcellus Wilder.
My God. And I saw you put him on the list. Man, like Marcellus.
Yeah, your boy unfortunately lost the game.
Your boy.
If I show you the WhatsApp listeners, Campbell used to put me on Marcellus, and these guys.
You're such a liar. Get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here.
To the cruiserweight division.
Brother, I'm anything Wilder K.
Anything Wilder get butt.
I've been killing Deontay. I've been killing Marcellus. They're both bobs. But yeah, Marcellus is peak. It's peak. Man made his return after 2.5 years and got. I think he got stopped. No, he lost on split decision. He lost, but he needs to hang it up. It is what it is, man. He needs to finish. It's not for you. Boxing's not for you. It's not for you. After he's the one that got knocked out rawly twice, in it, like bad.
Oh, that's Boys of the Week. Boys of the Week, right there.
Yeah. I forgot about the segment. Yeah, Boys of the Week. Marcellus Wilder. Man dropped some Instagram caption, some long ass caption, trying to educate us on how boxing works and stuff. Brother, you need the education. Yeah, man.
It was funny. I remember Wilder boasting about knocking out his brother in sparring. He said, "Oh yeah, I've killed my own brother in sparring." So
I said, "Wow, that's not a flex, you know. That's not a flex. That is not a flex."
That's boasting about knocking out his own brother.
That's wild. That is wild. That is such country bumpkin stuff, man. That is so wild. Yeah, man. Boys of the Week, Marcellus Wilder. Hang it up, man. It's not for you. It's not for you, bro. But yeah. Episode 83 of Strapszn Season Podcast. Once again, I've been your boy Kam.
I'm your boy Flowz.
And make sure you check us out on all the streaming platforms. Peace.